What's going on, y'all? Fixing to head home out here in Boston. It was a dud. I think we got maybe 16 hours or so, but money's money. I'll take it. See you in a little bit.
Monkey in there. We're spanking the monkeys. What was it? Spanking the monkey? Spanking the monkey. Oh, sorry. Alright, dude. Well, hey, man, I'll give you a shout whenever I get back into town.
That's not me moving either. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? Sir. Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. First off, what we need to do today is remove the samurai off the table. But on a serious note though, what we need to do today is I've got 6 pieces of steel. Pick a card, any card. Those pieces of steel, I got to drill holes through them, 1/2-inch holes. We're gonna locate all the body mounts on the samurai, and then we can get this samurai off the table and start building a chassis for it. Once I drill holes through those, you'll understand what's going on through my head. It'll make more sense. So, but on a serious note though, woo, that was fast, man. And then start building a chassis for this. Before we begin on this, I would like to ask a favor. 2 channels that I follow in this video today, I want to give a shout out to them. First one is LT's Custom Garage. It's a good friend of mine. We talk on the phone, chatting and stuff. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, do me a favor, in the description, check his channel out. He's got great content. He's a great guy doing the same thing that I'm doing. Just, and he's an average guy with average tools, building cool stuff. Check his channel out, and HARO's Custom 209. Give him a shout, check him out. And what I'd like to start doing is, not every single video, but I would like to introduce some of the people that I watch so you guys can check out. And these are all up and coming YouTubers. They're not, 180,000 subscriber, swinging arm YouTubers. You know who that is. If you can, give them a look-see on YouTube. Like I said, I'm going to put the links in the description. Check them out. Subscribe to them. If you like their content, tell them you said hi. Tell them Magic Man sent you. And this way, what this does is if you have a YouTube channel, leave your link in the description, and I will do the same for you as well. Check your channel out. Get it out to my subscribers, keeps the ball rolling, helps out us younger channels, our smaller subscriber count, and you never know, hey, maybe you might get some from me, I might get some from you, and the next thing you know, all of our channels are growing and everything is good. With that being said, let's get started. Now that we've got our plates drilled, we're going to need some hardware. Grabbed a bunch of washers and stuff. All we need to do now is tighten these up. I promise you it'll all make sense. I might not understand what I'm doing right now, and that's okay. You don't need to, but the end result is what's important. Stuff this from underneath. Most importantly, I'm centering the holes. Put my bolt in the center. All right, I'm gonna stick these up here like so. Now I've got some excess thread. I'm gonna use my blocks. Our steel, our spacer, our washer, and then Power nut. Okay. Snug it up. All right, so while we're under here, I'm not using these two, probably because I'm gonna have to channel the floor for the dry shaft. We got one there, and we've got one there. So before I put the ones on for the front, the radiator support, I gotta assemble that. I wanna square my body up. We've got 7 3/4. All right. 8 3/4. I want to say 8 3/8. 8 3/8. Beautiful. 5/8 here. My camera wasn't recording. Dumbo. And we've got 5/8 here. Awesome. We're going to double check the rear, and we should be good to go. It's a good thing I made this table 2 feet high. All right, I'm going to go from the back of the corner here. Got 8 3/8. We got 8 3/8. Awesome. All right, our Samurai is officially squared on the table. Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. I love doing that. Never gets old. So I've secured our body mounts in the most crudest way fashionable. Don't have to look pretty. I need to know where these body mounts are when I remove the Samurai. Obviously, you can't build a chassis having the Samurai on the table. So that's why those are important. Anyway, moving right along. All 4 are secured. Our body is level. Big old fat 0. And a big old fat 0. Obviously, it's show you that it works. It's not set to 0. I wouldn't do that to you guys. That's scummy. Our body secured to the table temporarily. I'm going to go ahead and put the front clip on, bolt it on, square it up, and then make 2 mounts for the front. Once that's done, I'm going to leave the front clip on, and I'm going to remove the body off of the table, and we're going to get started. Why is it so important? Why? Ask why. It's important because, number 1, the truck needs to be square on the table. Number 2, the truck needs to be level on the table. Number 3, you need to identify where your body bolts are, your body mounts are, so when you build your chassis, you can reference that. Let's just say, for argument's sake, because I have every intention on this tin top when I build it, I want to tuck like a 7 to 8 inch lip, race line. So, dude, that's a big lip. If I just went off of the stock chassis, the dimensions, there's no way in God's green earth am I going to get that lip to tuck underneath there because the frame rails are going to be in the way. So now, once I have all this stuff out, I can pre-plan where I'm going with it. You see. I want it to all make sense for you guys. I'm trying to explain it in the most simplest terms so basically anybody can understand it. Get yourself a grinder, get yourself a welder, get yourself either a set of torches or a plasma cutter, a chop saw, those 4 things, and you can build some cool stuff in your own garage. You got to understand how to do it and why to do it. So there's a lot of cool things I'm going to go into detail when I build this chassis. Even though it's for the golf cart, well, temporarily for the golf cart, but in reality, it's for the tin top when I get me a tin top. I don't want to just throw it together. If I just throw it together, then I'm wasting material. I'm wasting money, and I don't want to do that. I don't have that kind of Scott Owl to be, throwing and burning. So got to do it right. Got to do it right the first time. Pull the body off. All our body mounts are marked, welded to the chassis table. And what I'm doing now is take a piece of wire, semi-thin, crimp on a ring terminal. And what you want to do is find center of the wheel on the front and on the rear. You can basically take a stock chassis almost 99.9% of the times and air it out, take your coils out, put your bags in it and stuff, and 99% of the times your wheel is not center of your wheelhouse, almost guaranteed. So me personally, I'd rather go the extra step, locate center, make a mark. In this case, what we're using is some square washers from work. They've got weight to them. And we're just gonna suspend them like this. I'll show you how we do that now. Now, on these mud guards that the Samurai comes with, I found a hole. I'm gonna check this to see if this is center. I don't know if it is, but let's give it a go. So, I'm gonna run this through. Go through the ring terminal here like so. Now our wire's hanging. And now what we're going to do is suspend our washers in the air like so. Just going to tie a knot in it, nothing fancy. And then we're going to start measuring. So front's going to be a little more challenging because there's nothing coming down here. We're going to do the rear first. How do you find center of wheel opening? So what I've done is I removed the mud guards off the Samurai, okay? I went ahead and took my long level. What I've done is now we take our tape measure and we measure from our mark, which gives us 16 1/4, to our other side, which is giving me 15 3/4. So this hole that I'm using is not right. What I need to do now is untie my, okay, let's try again. 16, come from the back side, 16. That's telling me that this hole right here, mic check, mic check, mic check. I love doing it, it never gets old. So if you take the factory suspension and you lower it all the way down to as low as it can go, and then make brackets, over your rear, or weld your rear to the side of the frame, 99.9% of the times when you air this thing out, your wheel isn't center of your wheelhouse, and that just annoys the living shit out of me. So do yourself a favor, take the extra step, find center of your wheelhouse, mark it up, boom, and now when you assemble your chassis, now you can go off of your center mark. Okay, yeah, this is center right here. And then get your rear end center, so when your vehicle's, air it out, it looks legit. It's not that the wheel is too far forward or too far backwards. that wheel is center of your wheelhouse. Okay, so let's do the front. We got the rear. Let's try the front. And let's do it like this. Okay, so we're gonna do front now. Now, I don't have a whole lot to go off of, okay? But again, these are factory holes inside of this mount here, so what I'm gonna do is, kind of stinks doing it this way, but this is the only way I can do it. I'm gonna put the level behind. I'm gonna go up to the corner here. We're gonna make a mark. We're gonna find where it's level, and that would be right there. Okay, so now that's telling me that this corner and this corner is even Steven. All right? You can't measure because you don't have nothing here. You don't know where this is going. You can eyeball it, but it's going to be wrong. So we're going to go now from this corner to this corner. And we've got 13¼ inches. And we've got 13¼ inches. So now I know here is center, this hole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot a laser beam across the frame. I'm going to put a mark on the frame on my chassis table, and I'm going to identify where center. I'm going to mark center of front wheel, center of rear wheel. So let's get started. Same principle. This is our rear wheel. See that red line right there? That's even with our plumb bob. Okay. Now, get out of the laser light. I'm gonna square my square up. Boom. Transfer the line. Boom. Now we've got rear wheel center. Put a C up in here, center. So now I've got a reference. Once I start putting my frame together, I know where my rear wheel needs to be. My body's secured to the table, right? So once I remove the body, I have no more reference. I have no more wheel. So I need to know before I start assembling this frame where it needs to be. And now we found where it needs to be. So we're gonna take apart our mud guards, and we're gonna do the other side. And look, at the end of the day, you may or may not know this, but for someone that doesn't know this, you know, hey, this is gonna help them. And that's the whole point of this channel, is to help people identify things, help learn things. There we go. Okay. That's the front. So again, I can assume and I can run a line across, but what happens if I'm wrong? That's gonna suck. I'll tell you that right now. That's gonna really suck. You know, wheels crooked, trucks driving down the road sideways. Oh boy, that would really suck. So this might seem stupid, might seem, you know, monotonous. You know, oh, what is this? This video isn't exciting. He's not building nothing. Well, this is part and parcel of making a frame. There's our, right there. If you can see that. Yep, you can see it. That's our center, front wheel center, right there. Transfer the line to the top side. All right, guys, passenger rear, same shit, nothing different. Just moved our plumb bobs to the back side of the truck. We're gonna find center. We're gonna mark the chassis table, and once this is marked, we're done. Then we'll have all our marks, and we're ready to take the body off the chassis table. All right, same shit. All right. Transfer the mark. Center, rear, wheel, center. And now we're golden. All right, gentlemen, I made a mistake. I don't know what happened, but while using a laser beam, I guess it wasn't centered. When I shot the laser, I had two different marks on the table. So I noticed it immediately. I said, this ain't right. Let me set the body back down, hang my plumb bobs. So this time I've got 6 foot level straight across to my wires, and now I marked the chassis on both sides. So hey, just goes to show you can't trust a laser beam. So I just wanted to point that out. Hey, I'm not perfect, but I caught it. Could have been an ugly mistake had I been rushing, but I caught it. So I'm gonna get this Samurai back up in the air, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Center of axle. I went ahead and put some rope here because my my locks aren't, these can actually slide, and the last thing I want to have is this slide open and then Samurai coming down. So I basically just put a safety here, but we're ready to go. We've got our center for the front, which is here, corner to corner. And then we've got our center to our rear. And then all our mounts are even. We're almost even, which is fine. Same with the back. Just double checking the work, you know? Back is even. Front is even. And there we go. So guys, one more thing I wanted to point out really quick. This is my first time building a chassis on a chassis table. So everything is new to me. I'm gonna learn some new things as I go along. If you have any suggestions, absolutely feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I truly feel the more chassis I build on this table, the better I'm gonna be at becoming a chassis builder. Everything comes in baby steps. Rome was not built in one day. So you all got to learn somewhere. You can't be afraid to start. And sometimes you just got to grab the bull by the horns. And that's absolutely what I'm doing right here. I am grabbing the bull by the horns. Full. Boom. Sorry. But you get what I'm saying. And I mean that in the most sincerest way. If you want to do something in life, you got to try it. You got to do it. 100%. You can't half-ass it. Can't half-step it. You gotta try it. And this is what I want to do. I truly want to build quality, beautiful chassis. And only way you're gonna do it is by learning. You know, teaching yourself and listening to other people, and that's what we're here for. That's what this channel is created for. So remember, if you see something that I'm not doing right, under no circumstances, do not hesitate. Comment that in the comment section. Hey, Jay, I think you should do this. Hey, Jay, I think you should do that. hey, I like what you're doing, but you should try this. Please send it. So thanks, guys. I just want to get that out there also. To me, I think it's really important. So, now that killed damn near all the day, that's going to do it for today. I'm going to draw out how I want the chassis to look. I've got some ideas in my head, but I want to draw it out on paper. Obviously, steel isn't cheap, so that's going to do it for today's video. If you like my content, consider giving me a thumbs up. Helps the algorithms. Definitely check out Mr. LT's Custom Garage. Definitely check out HARO's Custom. Great guys. I watch all their content, and I mean that. They're up-and-coming channels. I believe they're going to be some quality content YouTubers. We need to stick together and help each other out. If you've got a channel and you want me to, throw out your channel to the audience, absolutely. Leave it down in the comment section. I'll check your channel out. And then in a future video, I'll do the same for you as well. It's important. We're small. We got to stick together. These algorithms, they're not in our favor. They favor the big guys. And obviously, we're not big. It's just a slow, drawn-out process. So with that being said, without you, these videos are not possible. That is true and accurate information. I'm pulling the ripcord to Editingville. Till next time, we'll see you soon. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your attention. Have a great day, guys. Take care.